Hello, today I'm going to look at Lian Li's new RB range of power supplies. These are semi-modular, budget-focused power supplies that come in 550, 650 and 750 watt variants. They've got an 80+ bronze efficiency rating, come with a 5-year warranty and are ATX 3.1 compliant. Pricing's not bad either. It's $49.99 for the 550 watt variant. The 650 watt costs an extra $10, and then it's an extra $10, meaning the 750 watt variant is going to cost you $69.99. The power supply does have one more trick up its sleeve, and that is it does have some integrated cable management. So as I mentioned, this is a semi-modular power supply, so we've got all our essential cables plugged in, and in the box we get some additional cables that you can plug in just if you're going to need to use them. So despite the budget price, it is a pretty attractive looking power supply. We've got a large 135mm fan designed to help reduce noise, and the maximum noise output from this 750 watt version is 40.1 decibels. So in terms of the dimensions, the power supply is 150 by 150 millimeters. It's got high quality 105 degree capacitors, and it offers over power, over voltage, short circuit, over current, under voltage and over temperature protection. So we take a look in from the side of the power supply. You can see what I mean with integrated cable management. We've got two Velcro straps on the side of the power supply, and this is going to be great for managing those excess cables running down. Flipping the power supply around to look at the other side, again we've got two of these Velcro cable straps, and then we take a look in at the end of the power supply. You can see we've got another two Velcro cable straps, and these are holding our additional two connectors in place. So freeing up those Velcro cable straps, you can see we've got a little cutout here which is going to hold those connectors in and out of the way, so they're not going to take up any additional length on your power supply. And this is where you're going to plug in those optional cables that came separately with the power supply. So taking a look at our included cables, you can see we've got a 24-pin cable. This is a nice long 600mm cable, and we've got nice flat cables which should be good for cable management. We've got two 8-pin EPS power cables to add additional power to your CPU, and we've got a single PCIe cable with two 8-pin connectors on it. And then we've got a 12-volt 2x6 cable which can provide up to 450 watts of power. Now you're going to find this cable on the 650 and 750 watt versions. The 550 watt version doesn't come with this cable, just the PCIe cables. And you'll see that Lian Li have gone with a two-color approach on the end of the cable. The idea is you want to make sure all these pins are plugged into your graphics card, so when they're plugged in you shouldn't have any blue left. So it's pretty easy to see. If you can see blue, the cable isn't all the way in. So the 750 watt version comes with this additional cable. This end is going to go into your 12-volt 2x6 cable. So you'll see here what I was talking about with the blue. If I take this adapter, line it up and push into place, you'll notice that all the blue completely disappears, meaning that we've pushed the cable all the way in. And you'll notice here, if I haven't got the cable all the way pushed in, you can see the little bits of blue shining through, indicating that we're going to need to give it a good push to get it into place. So you can see then on the other end of this cable, we've got another 8-pin PCIe cable. So if you are planning on doing a high-end AMD build, you're now going to have 3 of these 8-pin connectors for a high-power graphics card. So it is important to mention this adapter only comes with a 750 watt version. So what about those optional cables that come with the power supply? So all 3 versions of the power supply come with this cable. It's got 3 SATA connectors and 1 Molex connector on it. And both the 650 and 750 watt model come with this second cable. So it's got 2 SATA connectors and 1 Molex connector. And these 2 connectors coming out the end of the power supply are where you're going to plug these optional cables. So it's just a matter of lining them up and pushing them into place. And in the box for the power supply, we also get our wall power cable and a packet of 4 screws. So I've got our power supply installed with the fan facing down, and this is going to be the back of the case. So normally these EPS cables will be running up towards the top of the case, and they'll be cable managed to the back of the case. But it's the cable line down here where they tend to sit loose. So we're able to use these 2 Velcro cable straps to help manage these cables. And again, we'll also be able to group in any case cables that we plug it into the motherboard here. If I turn the power supply around, so for this particular build, I'm not planning on using the PCIe cables, so I've left them cable tied in here towards the end of the power supply. The only 2 cables I'm planning on using are our 24-pin cable. I don't want to use all its length, so I have actually managed it up against the back of the power supply, meaning that we're not going to have excess cable sticking out the back of the case. And likewise with our 12-volt 2x6 cable, I've managed the excess length in at the end of the power supply and just left out the right length of cable that I'm going to need. So I'm really impressed with this new power supply. In terms of price, it seems to offer incredible value for money. And well done to Lian Li for bringing this really cool cable management feature, not only to their power supplies, but to include it in their budget power supplies is really impressive, rather than waiting for a more premium power supply to add it into. Initially, I thought I wasn't going to like the fact that we had a 12 volt 2x6 and also a PCIe cable as part of the non-modular cables. To me, it would have made sense to have been able to plug either one of these in to have less mess at the end of the power supply. But a lot of builds nowadays are actually needing PCIe power for different hubs and controllers, including Lian Li's own Unifan controllers. So I don't think this is a big deal, particularly given that the Velcro cable straps at the end do such a good job of managing these cables. So you won't have to wait too long before I get this into a build on the channel, and we'll test out that cable management feature. If you have enjoyed this unboxing and overview, please remember to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button as well.